I aspire to be a productivity YouTuber, and I know that YouTubers are supposed to say, no single app will help you. Stop searching for the perfect app and just be more disciplined. I have to admit though, I found an app that pretty much has made the difference between me never being able to stick with a habit for more than maybe a week or two tops to being able to have consistent habits for over a year. Now, by consistent, I don't mean that I have never missed a day in over a year, because I definitely have, but I am consistent with them much more often than I'm not. I maybe miss 1 or 2 days a month now, and I've stuck with the same habits that I set years ago. It's like having a friend that is super reasonable, but also reasonably hard on you. Make me pay you $20 if I don't exercise this week.
$20? Are you sure?
Yeah, there's no other way I'm gonna keep doing it. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I don't do it. Unless I have like a really good excuse, of course, okay?
Okay, you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I didn't exercise today.
You didn't exercise today?
No, I've got a really bad flu. I'm not feeling good.
Oh, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be exercising anyway. Yes, that's fine.
Good morning.
Hi. Did you exercise?
Oh man, I had a busy day yesterday.
A busy day?
Yeah, I didn't do it.
You owe me $5.
Okay, here you go.
All right, thank you.
The app is called Beeminder, and it's a pledge app. So if you've ever heard of pledge apps before, then I'm gonna give you a bunch of reasons why this one works so much better than your average pledge app, but if you haven't, I'll explain what that is. So it's basically where you agree that if you don't stick with your habit or goal, you'll pay a certain amount of money to the app company. So for example, you might say that you want to skydive within 6 months. So if you don't skydive by November 15th, then you are going to have to pay $100 to Beeminder. But Beeminder more commonly is used for routine habits that you want to keep up. I think other pledge apps people often use for those big one-time things, but Beeminder works so well for reoccurring habits like waking up early. I myself have used it for stretching every day, and I've stuck with that for over a year, and I noticed a big difference. You can use it for saving money, practicing a habit like an instrument or a language, pretty much anything you can imagine. And I've tried it for a bunch of stuff. You can use it for habits that you want to start doing and habits that you want to stop doing. The huge difference between how they run things and other pledge apps is other pledge apps you kind of just agree to all or nothing do this thing, and maybe they'll have a way where you can get out of it, but you're the one deciding it. With a Beeminder, if you end up sick and you can't do a habit like exercise, then you can email them and they'll pause it. I did this last week. I asked them to pause my habits because I came down with a cold, and they gave me 5 days. And if I needed more, I could have asked for more, but by then I was good to go again. So that's what sets Beeminder apart, is there's somebody on the other side that you can super easily contact if something goes wrong. For example, if you do the habit, but you forget to add the data and it charges you, all you have to do is send them a message and say, hey, that was accidental, it was not legitimate, and they'll refund the money and fix the data. And their website has a ton of awesome charts and data for the habits you've been maintaining, which is just so much fun to look at and really motivating. You can tell they're kind of on your side. They don't want to charge you money in a sense, even though that's how their business model is run. They're really rooting for you. For example, you can sign up for a membership, and I think I pay like $8 a month for a premium version. Again, you don't have to use the premium version. You can use the totally free version, and it's awesome. But with a premium version, if you don't sign on to Beeminder for a certain amount of time, instead of billing you every month like Netflix or Hulu or any other subscription on the planet, they'll just stop billing you. They'll be like, oh, clearly you don't use this anymore, so we're gonna stop billing you. Wouldn't that be amazing if every company did that? I would probably have a lot more money. They've got forums with a huge user base behind them that everybody that tries Beeminder pretty much loves it. In fact, I found a guy who wrote a book mostly about Beeminder. It's amazing. So here are some ways that I've used the app since I found it. I've put practicing piano on the app. So at first I had, I think, about 20 minutes a day, and that seemed like a little much. So I reduced it to 30 minutes a week because I knew I could stick with that. And now I think I'm gonna slowly start upping it again. And another thing with Beeminder is it's good to have the goals a little smaller than you think and then have other habit tracking systems to try to go above and beyond. But Beeminder is for the bare minimum that you never wanna fall below. Another thing I've done is have a certain number of items I have to pick up around the house. So I just want to be more tidy. So I've had as much as 50 things a day, which might sound like a lot, but you can get that done in, 5 minutes. I can pick up 50 things, especially if I'm counting throughout the day every time I throw away a paper towel or whatever. That one's kept me so much more tidy, and I've upped and lowered the amount, but I love doing that, and I don't think I'm ever gonna stop having that on my Beeminder. I named that habit Clean Bee. Clever. The piano one is Beethoven, by the way. Pretty proud of that one too. The other habit I've stuck to is stretching, and I set a super low bar for this one. I was like, I'm just gonna do just any stretching counts. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a whole routine, any stretching. And I was actually surprised because I had a few stretches, like lunge type stretches, and then a couple days ago, I just wanted to see if I could touch my toes while I was sitting on the ground, and I could, and I've never even been able to get to my ankles. So that shocked me and I was super stoked. But that's what doing just a little bit every day for over a year does. And I know that if I had done a more rigorous routine for a couple weeks or even a month, I would not have the same results I have. So one tip is to start super small. Do not overdo it. I've put too many habits on Beeminder because once you start using it, it's kind of amazing. It feels like there are endless possibilities that, oh, now I can suddenly stick to any habit I set my mind to. Excuse me, still getting over that cold. Which is kind of true, but at some point you still have a limit or you're gonna go crazy. So slowly add in habits. I had to make a rule for myself that I couldn't add a new habit for 2 weeks after adding a new one. So I add one, give myself 2 weeks, and I've maxed out at about 6. I don't like to have more than 6 at one time. You'll probably find your balance, but start slow. Otherwise, it'll just get too stressful and too overwhelming. Anyways, Beeminder has been magic for me, totally game-changing. Let me know in the comments what habits you plan on using for it because I'd really like to know, maybe get some ideas myself. There's a lot of different ways you can track habits with the app, and go check out their website, read the forums. You're gonna get so many more other awesome suggestions. I seriously have never been so consistent with habits for such a long time in my entire life. I really hope it helps you as much as it helps me. Again, not affiliated in any way, just think it's awesome and I hope it helps you. In future videos, I'm gonna talk about how I am combining Beeminder with other apps because some of the beauty of Beeminder is that it forces you to check the app. So other habit apps, I end up not checking very often because I forget about them. I download them and then 3 days later, totally forget to use them, or I think, oh, I'll check it tomorrow and then just fall off the wagon and never check it. Beeminder, you kind of got to check it. Otherwise, you're going to get charged at least once or twice before they cancel your account because they're awesome. So one thing I really want to do is start using other apps with Beeminder. So for example, this app called Tody, T-O-D-Y, is really cool for keeping things clean around your house. I wanted to use that because I'm a slob, and it would be a little more in-depth than just pick up 30, 50 things a day. But the problem is I start using it and then I stop within like 2 days because I forget to use it. So I just want to make a Beeminder habit where I have to check Tody, and then I think I'll actually maybe use Tody. So I'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, I'm thinking of combining it with other apps, and there's just endless possibilities. I have a whole Notion list of things I someday want to put on Beeminder and ways I want to use Beeminder to help me keep improving. Hope this is helpful. Have fun. See you around.